Well, this is kind of embarrassing to admit, but I'm kind of stranded out here. Because I was a big fat dummy last night, and I left my car lights on while I was camping in the bushes. And then I came back to a completely drained battery. Which was like an honest mistake, but like a dumb one to make. So now I'm just sitting here on the side of the road. It's snowing. Thankfully it's not that cold, it's just snowy. But it's the middle of the week and it's been snowing all night, so people aren't really driving down this back road that I'm on. And I sent my boyfriend some satellite messages, but I don't really have any way to know if he got them, so I'm kind of just sitting here waiting to see if he's gonna come rescue me. He'll get them eventually. Like, if I don't show up at home tonight, he's gonna know that where I am and like that I need rescuing. But luckily though, I literally just came back from a camping trip, so I have all my camping stuff. I have some extra food. Thankfully, that's why you always pack extra food, I guess, and coffee. And I'm kind of just hanging out in the car. Yeah, kind of embarrassing. Luckily, I have all my camping gear. I have my sleeping bag, so I'm not in the trenches just yet. But I don't know how many hours I'm going to be out here. My first meal of the day is my leftover Red Bull, which is about this much, and some toasted breadcrumbs. I had a kale salad for breakfast yesterday, and I brought extra breadcrumbs. And that salad sounds so good right about now. I have another dehydrated meal in my bag. I just don't feel like cooking yet, so cheers. These are actually really good though. That was one good sip. I'm trying out the satellite messaging on my phone. I have my Garmin with me, but the satellite on the phone is actually a little bit easier to use because I can text like any of my contacts and I don't have like a limited number of messages I can send. So I'm trying out the phone satellite. I texted Jet and I texted a couple other people to see if they were getting my messages because I can't really tell. But you have to hold it out to the open sky so that it can connect properly. It says I have poor connection. Oh my god, he got my text. Oh, he said, I'm coming, baby. I feel so bad making him come out here just to jumpstart the car. Like, what a doofus. Aw, I feel like such a doofus. Well, my man's coming to rescue me. That's one mistake I won't make again. I'm gonna send a quick text. Well, I got rescue coming, I guess. I feel really bad that he has to come all the way out here. I think, low-key though, I think every time I go on a trip, Jet's like, let me know if you need me to rescue you. Let me know if you need me to come help with anything. And I feel like this is his moment. Like, this is the first time I've ever had to call him and be like, please come save me. And I think he's gonna eat it up. I think he's been waiting for this moment. Also, ironically, I'm in Jet's car right now. My van is in the shop getting some installations done. I'm getting my diesel heater put in and my glow plug switched out. And so my van is in the shop for like another week or so. And Jet let me borrow his car to drive out here today. So he's probably going to go borrow his dad's car to come jumpstart his car that I drove. What a mess. What a mess I've made. I feel so bad. So silly. I do have jumper cables in here, but there's nobody really driving by. Like, it's a weekday, it's snowing, and it's like, 11 a.m. right now? It's kind of a random time to be stranded out here. I'm gonna have to wait for my man. God bless him. I would do the same thing for him. Well, the good thing is, I made it back unscathed from my camping trip. To be honest, that was the part that I was really worried about. Is like, people always ask me if I get scared when I'm camping. Oh, my battery's gonna die. Every time I camp alone, I do have like a little bit of fear as soon as it gets dark outside, and like, not usually of animals, but more so of like people. I don't know if there's like other people camping in these woods. I don't know if they're good people or bad people. That's usually what kind of keeps me up at night. I try to never let that fear dictate how I live my life, and so I do go out and camp anyway, but like, I do have a little bit of fear. As soon as it gets dark outside, there's that creepy feeling when you're alone in the woods, as a woman especially, that sometimes I don't get, but sometimes I do, and I get it bad. Last night I was like medium. Like, I was really cozy in my tent, but just being in a new area and hearing a lot of noises in the woods from like the snow falling and the heavy snow, you never really know what's out there. So I was just happy to wake up this morning to be able to pack up really easily, and it wasn't too cold either. Like, it's super snowy, but not even that cold. But yeah, I try not to let my fear or occasional anxieties stop me from doing the things that I like to do or the things that I want to do. If there's like a rational reason for me to be scared, then I go ahead and I turn around and I go home, because I don't want to take any unnecessary risks. But if I think I'm just kind of in my head about it and I'm like scared for something that's very unlikely to happen, or something that I have no proof or reason to believe is actually going to happen, then I try to fight through the fear. But it's a fine line. Like, you have to find the balance between taking positive and negative risks. I don't know. But I'm grateful for a super warm night in the tent. I really enjoyed this experience of being out and sleeping while it's snowing, because I normally don't go out when it's actively snowing, because I don't like driving when the roads are slippery like this. But it kind of just happened unexpectedly, and I'm happy that I got to experience it. My stuff is soaking wet though. Diabolically wet. Do you have any other snacks in here? Let's see. I know I have one freeze-dried meal that's like Italian sausage pasta or something. Lasagna? I don't know. And I might have some coffee, but I don't feel like I have any like snacks. I've got some oatmeal and some oatmeal. Spicy sausage bolognese. Do I want bolognese for breakfast though? That seems kind of crazy for me personally right now. And sometimes in the moment, on the occasions where I have been kind of scared or kind of nervous, in the moment I'm like, why am I even doing this? Like, what do I like about this, that I'm sitting here scared alone in the woods? But then there's always like a hindsight is 20/20 moment where I realize like how much I've learned and grown as like an outdoors person, or as just a person in general, by forcing myself to do these things that freak me out. Like my trip around Iceland was terrifying. A lot of these like solo camping trips that I've done, especially in the beginning when I was still kind of learning and kind of getting my footing with this kind of stuff, it was very terrifying as well. But I wouldn't be where I'm at now if I hadn't done those things and like owned up to what I wanted out of life. You know what I mean? Also, I'm seeing some charcoal on my face. Nobody told me I had stuff all over my face. Nobody told me I had soot all over my face. How long has that been there? But yeah, I feel like there's so much growth to be had when you do the things that you're afraid of, which is like actually kind of corny now that I'm saying it out loud. And I also think I would never force myself to do stuff that I didn't want to, but at the end of the day, this is what I really want and that I'm really interested in becoming better at. So if the process is difficult and the process is scary, I kind of just have to live with that, because I'm trying to get what I want, you know, and the type of life that I want. We got gas. I wasn't even gonna bring this, but I was like, oh, what if I want to use it? And now look at me using it. Hopefully it's not too cold to start up, because these butane canisters don't really work when it's too cold, so we'll see. It would be a bit of a bummer. Oh, it works. Okay, let's put some water in there ASAP. I guess I can warm up my hands. That ran out so fast, I don't think the water even boiled. It worked, but there just wasn't a lot of gas in there. At least the water's like kind of hot. Some instant coffee here. I've been meaning to buy some of those reusable Ziploc bags, because I use these a lot when I'm camping, but then I'm trying to stop using so much of these single-use plastics. I know that it's bad. So I'm going to try to get some of those like rubber Ziplocs. Some of those, like, I don't know, silicone Ziplocs or whatever they are. But I just can't justify bringing like the entire glass container of things, or like hard-sided containers of things when I'm camping, because they're so not packable. So I use Ziplocs, and I'm trying to stop because I know it's bad. I think that's all the heat we're gonna get. It almost boiled. There's at least some some steam coming off. Cheers. Oh gosh, I don't want to spill anything. Allow me to put this away safely right there, and then pour this water back into a bottle where it's not gonna spill. Okay, safe. It's still looking pretty misty out there. Oh, it's getting a little chilly in here. Mostly because my pants are kind of wet. At least I have a nice hot coffee. Oh my god, that tastes terrible. I just put way too much of this stuff. That's like, it's strong. Oh god. I'm not drinking that. It's dollar store coffee also. Like, it's not nice coffee. But if I get the ratios right, like, it's drinkable. But in this case, I did not. Oh, I tried. I sure did try. Well, I guess I can't make my snacks because I'm out of propane or butane. Well, well, well. Here we find ourselves. It's quite beautiful outside, though. This is April in Alberta. I sometimes get jealous when I see people who live in warmer climates and they start posting about how it's springtime in the middle of April and May. Sometimes spring doesn't fully come here until like June. Last June we were cycling up by Jasper on the Icefields Parkway. There's a video if you want to watch it. But it snowed on us in the middle of June. And I get it. It's because we're closer to the mountains and I don't want to take that for granted. But sometimes the winters here can just be so begrudgingly long, if that's the right word, I don't know. So painfully long. And then summer just feels like it goes by too quickly. But in the same breath, I'm kind of happy that I live somewhere where we fully get to experience all the seasons, because we do have a really strong rainy season, a really hot summer, and a really cold winter, so it's like you get the best of every genre of weather. I also have a bit of a crazy month or two ahead of me. I've been, well, there's a lot going on actually. The reason I really wanted to come out here on one last camping trip is because I didn't think I would have any more time for the rest of the next month or two, at least, to do something like this. So I really kind of forced it because I'm working on building out my van right now because my lease is over at the end of this month. So at the end of April, my lease is over, I have to move out. And my initial plan was just to move into my van and do the whole van life thing. I was trying to make some money off of YouTube and kind of scale back my hours at my job so that I could be on the road most of the time. But then I kind of got a job interview for something I really wanted to do, and I ended up getting the job. I haven't started yet, but I've secured the employment. And so I don't really know how the next month is going to go. I still have to build out the van. After these installations are done in the shop and I get the van back, I have to actually build out the entire thing. I still have to move out and clean out my apartment, find places to put all my stuff or who to give it to or where to donate it to, and start my job. I start my job halfway through the month, on the 14th, I think. And so there's like so much happening in the next 30 days. I have no idea how I'm going to make it all work. I have no idea how I'm going to make it all work. And I wanted to come on this camping trip actually just to kind of give myself one last hurrah before everything gets really crazy and I can't really do any for funsies stuff for a while. You hear that? I don't know what that is. But yeah, I have a lot of changes coming in the very near future, and there's part of me that's super excited, and then again another part of me that's like kind of scared and just not really sure how everything's gonna go. But I am happy to be moving on to a different phase in my life. I feel like where we've been living and the way we've been living for a long time has been kind of stagnant. It's been kind of the same for a while. And I'm really ready to have a new chapter, so to speak. Because I feel like when I was younger, things changed a lot more quickly. Like the pace at which I would move to different apartments or start new jobs and meet new people, like life was very much on a roll like that. And since like kind of settling down, having a place with my boyfriend, having a comfortable job, I feel like I've settled down a lot. And I think that that's not a bad thing, but I don't think I'm ready to just live like that for the rest of my life. I feel like I'm too young to be so settled. So that's why I'm excited for what's coming, as much as I am nervous and a little stressed about the time frame in which it all has to happen. But that's life for you. I saw a snowplow driver go by, but I didn't think he could give me a jump start because he was in a big tractor looking machine. It wasn't like a truck, it was like a big old tractor thing. So I didn't want to bother him. You guys remember Herb? My little buddy. I got him this little blanket because he's usually sitting up on our dash, and I wanted him to stay warm for the winter, so he has his little cape. There you go, bud. Look at these cute pictures of my cat and dog. The only time I really get to appreciate my camera roll is when I'm not connected to Wi-Fi or when I'm out of signal and data and all that, and I just get to really bask in all my photos, and they're so cute. This is what I was doing as I was falling asleep last night. I was looking at pictures of my cat and dog on my camera roll. This was on my cat's birthday the other day. She just turned 4. That's my dog down there, really jealous of her birthday cake. Here's a video of my dog running in slow-mo because he's so athletic. Oh, he's so fast and strong, even though he's like 8 pounds. Okay, there's a really cute video of them. This is a really cute video of them just cuddling and like playing. They're so cat and dog, like they're so sister and brother. They will cuddle together and like pretend that they don't like it, but they love it, and then they'll kind of like play fight and chase each other around. They love each other like siblings, and I love that. And they're perfectly the same size. Like, I think my dog kind of thinks he's a cat, and my cat kind of thinks she's a dog. Unfortunately, I don't really have any games on my phone. I used to, but then my storage got full from a bunch of videos that I took while I was out on a trip once, and I deleted all the games. Last year I had a phase where I was replaying Plants vs. Zombies because that was my favorite game as a kid, and I have finished that game so many times. And when you leave it for a few years and you pick it up again, it's just as fun as it was the first time. And I spent like a month last winter playing that. I'm not a huge gamer. I mostly just like Minecraft because because obviously I just like going outside and building things and camping out in the woods, so I guess that makes sense. So yeah, and I only really play it when I'm sick, so I guess I just kind of play it to replace the feeling of actually going outside when I have to stay home. I don't love survival mode because it's so stressful. Sometimes I'll play survival mode, but I really just prefer to like make a nice little house, have a little garden in the back, mine for some gems and stuff. I don't know what you were expecting when you clicked on this video, but sorry if it's kind of like not what you were expecting. I'm kind of just talking to you because I have nothing else to do. I'm sitting here completely bored, kind of cold, kind of lonely. I could listen to a podcast, but then I could just sit here and be the podcast. It was a good stinking thing that I didn't leave my saw outside last night, because I thought about it. I was going to leave it in my wood cutting station because I had some wood left to cut, but thank goodness I didn't, because we had like 1.5 feet of snow. I've been looking into caving, and this is like a difficult thing to get into because like who knows somebody that is a caver? Like I know a lot of people who are climbers or who are cyclists or who are runners, but I don't know anybody who's a caver. And I joined a caving club. I had to pay like $30 for a year membership, and I joined that, and I'm trying to meet people through there who can maybe mentor me and teach me some lessons, and maybe I can do some classes through there, because ever since I went to that those ice caves that I went to back in I think November, I went there twice actually, and I've been stuck on the idea ever since. Brother, it's cold in here. I think he should be coming in about an hour or so, and I'm in no rush, like I'm not in any danger, but I'm a little cold, and my hot coffee turned out to be disgusting, so I kind of got nothing. What I wouldn't give for a bag of chips right now. I would like to say a big old thank you to anybody who's been following this channel and coming on all these camping trips and hikes with me. I feel like this has been such an exciting and fun project for me, and sorry for whatever that noise is, but thank you to those of you who have been coming along on all these adventures with me. I really enjoy the process of editing and creating these videos, and like it's a kind of a double win because I get to go on these cool trips that I always wanted to go on, and then I get to go home and make like this project or this creation out of it. And I know I might not be the best or most experienced video editor, but I try to make each video a little bit better as I go and learn to make them more smoothly and to edit the audio better and all this stuff like that you might not notice, but that kind of goes on behind the scenes. Thank you for the opportunity for me to invest back into these adventures that I like to go on, because I think that so far basically all of the money that I've made off of YouTube I've kind of invested back into like gear for trips, camera gear, editing software, the cost of going on these hiking and camping trips, and I feel like there's a lot I wouldn't have gotten to experience if it wasn't for YouTube. So thanks y'all. I love this. I love doing this so much. It's not always easy, but it's always rewarding, and I appreciate y'all for being here. Both today and just in general. I feel like I really need to get my blood pumping because I am freezing in here. My toes are going numb. I need to like do some exercise or something. Wow, so pretty. Oh my god, my gloves are wet. Tie my shoelace. What's wrong with me today? Oh my god. Oh, that did not make me any warmer. Okay, try again. Holy shit, it's cold. It's so wet on the road. And I got my pants wet, so I should probably go change my pants. What the heck? I don't know if that made me warmer or colder. I gotta change my pants. Oh my gosh, my shoelaces are wet. Everything's wet. Oh, brother. Oh god, there's not a lot of room up here. I miss my van. Boy, oh boy. Girl, open up. Okay. Wet ass pants. I'm putting my PJs back on. Okay. And you know what? I may have melted a hole through my boots, but I did dry them off in the process. So I have some nice dry shoes, dry slippers I can put on, and my wet socks, what the heck, and some dry socks in my bag. Okay, well they're a little deformed now. I don't know if my foot really still fits in that one. This one though, the other boot is still a normal shape though. I want to go home and take a shower and sleep a little bit, like take a nap maybe. But you know, it's dumb mistakes like this that you have to make once and then you'll never make them again. There was one time when I first started driving that I locked the keys in the car, and luckily the window was cracked, so I talked to somebody at the gas station who had a hanger in their trunk and I was able to finagle the keys out of the window. There was also one time when I first learned how to drive that I drove home from the gym with the emergency brake on. That was in this car. And I'm not proud of that. I say that like it's funny, but at the time I felt so stupid when I got home and I realized that I had driven the entire way home with the emergency brake on. I didn't even know you could do that, to be honest, at the time. I thought if the brake was on, it wouldn't drive, but that wasn't the case. But it's those types of like stupid little mistakes that you make once and then you absolutely never make it again. And I think that's what's happening to me right now. I will never leave my lights on ever again, because this sucks. Hello! Oh my god, hi! No way. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. It's okay. I was just running laps because I got cold and then I fell and then I got really wet. My heroes.
Something's on.
No, I can hear that ticking, but I don't know what it is.
The battery pack, dude. The battery, oh, it's a battery pack?
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Thanks for coming to see me, guys.
you good? Yeah. Should I give it a wait?
No way. We're back in business.
Alrighty.
My hero. Oh, thanks. Whoa. Oh. Like 7:30 maybe? Actually, let me tell you about my sleep, because my sleep was